What's up, guys? It's AJ from East Haney. I'm just working on mixing some tracks with a band, and the guitar sounds aren't really doing it for me, so I'm gonna reamp them. And I figured I'd just do a quick little video and show you what that is, why we do it, and how we do it. Here we go. Alright, so I'm back in Pro Tools, and I'm just having a listen to these, and I'm not really happy with this one particular guitar track. There's a couple of things I want to reamp, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to kind of focus on this one guitar track at this sort of higher energy part of the song. And the guitar is going to sound like this. I'm just kind of not happy with it. I might leave that tone in there, might double it up, not sure yet. But for right now, we're just gonna experiment with another sound and see if that fits a little better. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go over to my sends on the track. This is the DI track that we got that's, you know, next to it. We're going to send it to an output. I'm gonna use output 1 here. And I'm gonna make it pre-fader so that it happens independently of anything else going on in the track. And I'm gonna set that at 0, just so that it's nice and healthy, and then we can play with it. Part of the process is playing with the levels, and we'll get to that in a minute. But for the moment, this is all I need to do on Pro Tools right now, so we're gonna jump out and have a look at the physical connections we need to make. So this is our reamp box here. It's pretty basic. All it's doing is converting the line output from our interface back into a guitar level output, kind of like a DI box, but in reverse. And this cable here is coming from Pro Tools, from that send we set up earlier. And it's going to go into the input. And this right here is a patch cable that's going to go out to our amp. And that's going to go into the output. And it's really that easy. Alright, we are back in Pro Tools, and we hooked up our reamp chain. We set up a mic where we think it's going to sound good on the cabinet, and we sent that mic back into a new input. So I'm going to create a track that'll pick that up. One mono audio track. I'm gonna rename it Reamp lead guitar. I'm gonna set it to input 1 because that's where it's coming in from. And yeah, and then basically all we gotta do is dial in the tone we like. So we'll get on that now. Alright, we got the track figured out, so I am going to turn it up all the way, obviously, and we're just gonna record that same section in and then compare. So this here's our reamp track, this is our DI track, and you can obviously see the difference between them. Something we kind of want to watch out for that we're going to listen for as well is the latency that would be introduced from taking the original sound and sending it out of our computer through a microphone back into our computer, and that can introduce a little bit of delay that could be a problem for us down the road. But in the meantime, we're just going to listen to the differences between the two of them, but we might have to line them up. So let's see. So this is what our one track is going to sound like. Compared to our reamp track, which is going to be a whole lot louder, first of all, but obviously totally different. Yeah, so that's a little bit more rock and roll, I think. So we'll compare that to the original tone that we had. So he was using a little bit more reverb and effects and stuff, but the amp was just overall a little cleaner. Alright, and that is how we reamp. We may not stick with that tone, it might be a little bit too hot, but we can always just reamp it again as long as we have that DI track. And we just want to make sure that we actually use a reamp box instead of just plugging an output from your interface into your amp, because the levels might be a little too hot and might break some stuff. So watch out for that. I like reamping over just throwing a plug-in on the track because there's this cool psychoacoustic effect that comes with something going through a speaker and through the air that makes the track feel a little bit more real. And you can use it on drums, synths, MIDI tracks, whatever, and give it a little bit more life. Feel free to give it a try, ask us some questions, and we'll get back to you in the comments. But other than that, thanks for watching, and peace out.